All right, everybody, welcome to Weekly Shonen Jump 2025, issue 39. On the cover this week, of course, we have Ichi the Witch, and Discaris, of course, holding up a finger to signify that it is the 1-year anniversary, which is amazing. Obviously, this series is going to go on for a very long time. This is the new up-and-comer. Well, it already came, really. This is a hit. This is a massive hit. Mainstay of the magazine, for sure. This is what's going to be carrying the magazine on its back, aside from One Piece, after we have big series like Sakamoto Days and eventually Blue Box leave. Blue Box, I'm still a little unsure on when that's going to end exactly, but probably sooner rather than later, if I had to guess. I don't know. But anyways, lovely illustration. Love Ichi the Witch. And of course, we get to talk about that first this week, since it's on the cover. So let's go ahead and do it. Ichi the Witch, Chapter 47, Komugi Harvest. Another banger. This series is just killing it. This whole Spica stuff is amazing. It's not as drawn out as I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be like set up for a whole new arc, which it still could be. But she seems to be clearly out of the picture for a little bit, maybe, unless she wants to like get revenge or something. But anyways, I love this chapter so much. I love getting more into Spica's whole deal, how she viewed it as if Komugi was like welcoming her to just step on her and use her and all this nonsense for years. It's such a twisted logic, and then as soon as that like reality snaps, she just loses it and freaks out and yells at Komugi in front of everybody. And then of course, I'm sorry, you're not my type. That's incredible. That was so funny. I couldn't believe he said that. I was on the same page as Komugi there. And yeah, then just seeing her smile is lovely. Smile and laugh. Lovely chapter. I really liked this. It was very funny. Kind of heartwarming to see Komugi step up for herself. And then, we have a funny Ichi moment to cap it all off. I can't complain. This is kind of a perfect chapter, to be honest. It did everything right. Used its time very well. Every page gave me some kind of emotion at least, and I loved it. Good stuff. Witch Watch Chapter 214, A Bachelor Pad Smells of Trouble. I've been getting Ichi the Witch and Witch Watch back to back a lot lately. Not complaining, but it is an interesting trend. So this was a very funny chapter. It does seem like we're going to be entering a new phase of the story where we're going to have Nico for... We're not going to have Nico for a little bit. Who knows how long? Again, she's only gone for a month, so who knows how long that can be in chapters. Maybe it'll end up being like 30 chapters. I doubt it. I really doubt we can go 30 chapters without Nico, but we'll see what happens. But this was good. This was really good. I thought it was really funny. It's just seeing all the guys together without Nico. It's pretty rare that we see this, before now. Obviously, they'd have like little adventures with like some of them, but it was never like just the guys without Nico, as far as I can remember. At least. Super funny and really good concept. I think this is a pretty solid start to what is likely a new, at least like mini phase for this series where it's just the dudes and probably the occasional girl cameo like we had in this chapter. Yeah, good stuff. Nothing too crazy to write home about, but I did like it quite a bit. Kagurabachi Chapter 91, Natsuki. So another new character introduction chapter, similar to last week with Kiri. This time it's Natsuki, and I'm not too crazy into him like I was with Kiri. He's cool enough, like I think he's neat, but not really like it's just not like a standout introduction like Kiri was, I don't really feel as strong of an emotion or connection or anything to him like Kiri. I'm not really sure why that is. I guess it's just he doesn't really have like a notable gimmick or anything like really special or engaging about him at the moment. Like he's got sauce, like he's cool. Just one of those characters where I need more time with him to let him sink in. Whereas Kiri, I was sold on immediately. And I do feel like just in general, we were given a better introduction to Kiri. Like we got like all of her notes, everything that makes her tick. Cool moments with her. Whereas here with Natsuki, we get like one cool moment when he shows up, and then it's just kind of like, I don't want to call it generic fighting. It looks cool, but generic in the sense that it's a Kagurabachi fight, which is like high echelon of manga fights. It always looks amazing, really cool, dynamic panels and action. And that's what we got. Again, nothing too unique. Maybe it's just because Kiri has the big sword that made her fights and panels more interesting. I don't know. But yeah, not super sold on Natsuki just from this, but that doesn't mean anything. He'll probably grow on me as we go. And it's not like I hate him, I just not as strong of a connection as Kiri, which is fine. I like the chapter though well enough, just nothing too super crazy.
Get this man a gun.
Sakamoto Days, chapter 226, More Than Friends, Less Than Assassins. Guys, I could cry. Is it finally happening? Is it finally happening? Is Lou actually going to do something? I really hope so. It looks like it is a perfect setup. It's actually a unique, interesting character here. This guy who we previously thought was a cop. I guess he's actually not. Somebody just puts on the uniform. I don't know yet. We'll probably figure out more. Who totally figures out their whole scheme here, and now Lou is offering to stay behind. This is good. This is really good. One after another, we're losing people. We got Heisuke on a one-on-one. I mean, Nagumo's still fighting Oki somewhere. Hopefully one day we get to see that again. But now, this is what I want to see. But anyways, yeah, Heisuke, wow. Heisuke got left behind earlier. Now Lou's getting left behind. Probably going to keep happening. Well, we don't really have many people left, actually, so probably not. But at least these two are going to get proper fights, finally, with Lou. Heisuke's got love this whole series, so that's not that exciting. This is crazy. I can't even believe it. Is this really happening? I almost don't believe it. I've noticed we've been getting more Lou, like in these last few chapters, but I didn't think it was like leading to anything. But regardless, I am so excited. This is amazing. I'm just looking at this page right now, and I cannot believe it. Lou is going to do something. Hopefully. This could be a blue balls moment, and like she starts fighting, and then somebody, I don't even know who could possibly show up. Somebody shows up and just like completely overtakes the fight. I could see it happening, honestly, with the disrespect Lou has gotten for like 200 chapters. It's also going to be weird now, like if this really is a Lou moment. Like if you were to binge read this series, or just like, read it without reading it week to week like I've done, I think it'll come across as really unnatural for this. Like it's even unnatural now in a way, because Lou really, like, I know people talk about it all the time, but it is not an exaggeration. If you don't read this series, Lou seriously just disappeared for hundreds of chapters. I mean, the series is only like 200 chapters, but I'd say probably like 150 chapters or so. Just gone. She doesn't do anything. She's barely mentioned. She's just like a background character. And now all of a sudden she's getting the spotlight again, as if she's just always been around. It's going to be weird, but I'm still glad it's happening. I can definitely tell Suzuki was listening to people, or is listening to people now, finally, about Lou. But yeah, exciting. It is a little weird, but it was also weird the whole time where she just wasn't doing anything. Suzuki fucked up, just straight up. But hey, she's back. Hopefully, please. God, please. I hope this isn't some cop-out thing. Akane-banashi Chapter 171, The Art of the Exterior. Not gonna lie, guys, this chapter kind of annoyed me. I liked it, but I want to see Kurashi's performance, and we keep... Okay, this flashback stuff is interesting. We're seeing like more of his, what brought him here, yada yada, cool. I like seeing more into Kurashi. But this chapter kind of felt like it didn't have a point, because the whole chapter feels like it's building towards something. I didn't really know what, just like, I don't know, a big moment in the performance, whatever. I don't know. We get a little bit of the performance again. It's like intercut with everything. But then we end on a cliffhanger where he says, the reason I'm doing a false classic now is... That's it. Like, really? We have this whole chapter, and then you just don't even finish the final sentence? I don't know. I just... this chapter felt like meandering. And again, I say this a lot with Akane-banashi, but it is true. A lot of these chapters that are explaining characters during their performances will read better on a binge read. But week to week, it is really frustrating because, man, listen, I care about these characters. I want to hear more about them. I want to learn more about them. But at the end of the day, I really just want to see the performances. I know that sounds shitty. It's like the equivalent of like a battle shonen head who just likes to see the fights and doesn't really care about the story. But the Akane-banashi's strength is often conveying the thought processes of characters' personalities, characters' stories through their performances. Whereas here with Karashi, we're getting like a literal flashback of like his whole story, getting to this point, why he's doing Rakugo the way he is, while also getting his performance. Whereas even just the last performance we saw, it wasn't like that at all. I think it was just like one flashback chapter, maybe. But here we're going on 2, and likely more, because again, we end on a cliffhanger. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too nitpicky. And again, it's kind of read better in a binge read. It's just this is the downside of reading weekly. This happens a lot, and it's a shame. But I really felt it this week. I don't know. Just not my favorite chapter of Akane-banashi, but that's okay. Not everyone has to be a winner. Blue Box Chapter 208 became memories. So it was a good chapter. It's cute, but still just kind of feeling left in the dark with this series. Like I just really have no idea what we're doing. I don't, and that's not like a bad thing. Just really confused right now. It feels a little aimless, actually, which is pretty rare for Blue Box. It's usually pretty focused on one thing at a time, but here a lot of paths are open. But this is a chapter where we're not really touching on any of them. We're kind of touching on the Hina stuff, but it kind of just ends up being a joke. Like she does pretty boldly say that she is still going after Taiki, which is, God, that's crazy still. I can't believe that's really happening. I don't, are we just gonna like break her heart again? Where is this going? God, I don't know. I'm so, I don't know. Again, I'm on board. I'm on board. I want to see where this goes, but it's really, it hurts not knowing. It's just one of those things where I wish I could see the future because I'm just stressed out. You know, I don't know what's gonna happen here, and it's really weird. But then we have, you know, the whole cleaning the floor thing where Hina totally blows it, and that could be seen as just like foreshadowing or a very clear indicator of where this will end up. Like, yeah, I mean, Shinatsu won already. I don't really know why you're trying, but then if that is what that's trying to convey, then why are we even doing it at all? I don't know. But it was a cute chapter. I liked the ending. Holding the water bucket with your sweetheart or whatever. That was cute. Not much else to say about it. Shinobi Undercover Chapter 46, Attack. So I've criticized the series a lot in the past for not really caring about its action scenes, not really thinking it was that interesting or engaging. But I think all it needed was an interesting setup, because the last thing, the whole like training exercise, fight, whatever contest, didn't care, wasn't locked in, really just unimpressed that whole time. This is a much better setup, I think. It's just, we're getting the promise of actually starting to understand why the characters are doing what they're doing. Like Yotaka's finally asking the question, like, why are we even defending Aoi? Like, what's going on here? And the answer is cut short. We'll get it later, I'm sure. But now we have a cool fight with cooler looking characters and potentially with a more interesting motive. A more serious motive, like actually moving the plot along motive. Whereas the last thing, it kind of felt like, yeah, we were going Yotaka and other characters, but growth right now, well, it's needed because it's early in the series. I don't know, whatever. Ignore me. I just didn't jive with that last arc. Anyways, this is feeling better. Only one chapter in, but I'm already interested in next chapter, which I couldn't say for any moment during the last arc, to be honest. So, good sign, good start. I liked it.
And it's mommy makeout day.
Kaedegami Chapter 9, Nuba. So the series must be doing pretty well, because this is another week of a pretty high placement, all things considered, for a new series. Pretty impressive. And the chapter itself, pretty solid. I'm starting to really get this. I think I said the same thing last week, but the story is starting to make itself known. I think we're getting somewhere. We're getting to a point where we can start to understand what the series is trying to do, what the story is trying to tell. This Nuba character is interesting. I don't feel main villain vibes from this character. I feel more like arc villain vibes, but we will see. She is interesting. I like the setup at the beginning, how this Nuba character was like the yin to Chio's yang, or wherever, which way you want to say that. And I like the moment of Ko getting the hand back. That was cool, giving it back at the end. I don't know which hand it is. Doesn't really matter at this point, but a hand's a hand. That's going to be pretty big for Chio, I'd imagine, having one of her hands back. And I think the two characters that showed up, whose names I'm forgetting, will be sort of I'm getting like kind of Demon Slayer vibes from them, like sort of kind of like Lady Tamayo kind of deal, and her bodyguard, whatever that guy's name was. I don't know why. They're not really that similar at all, but that's just kind of what came to mind when seeing them and seeing them do what they did in this chapter. But they seem like interesting enough side characters. I will be interested to learn more about them and see where they fit in the story going forward. Good stuff. The series might stick around. It seems like we'll see. It's too early to tell, really. We've seen stuff like this before, and it still gets axed. But pretty impressive placements for Chapter 9.
You what?
Kill Blue Chapter 114, Final Secret. Wow, he did it, guys. He revealed that he's an adult to Norin, who is also an adult, but is now stuck as a kid. Am I getting that right? I'm already forgetting some of the details of last chapter, forgive me. You know, it's a Kill Blue chapter. I'm not used to talking about Kill Blue this early. This is a pretty high placement for it lately. I don't know. It's speeding through its conclusion here. It's probably got like, I'm gonna say like 4 chapters left or something, 4 or 5 at this point. This shit's almost over. And we are teasing and the magazine is teasing like some kind of announcement next week. Maybe this will get an anime, which is kind of crazy. If it does, I feel like it'll be one of those things where it's like one season, maybe even one core, where they just like blast through the whole series, maybe 24 episodes or something, where they just do the whole thing in one go. Because 114 chapters isn't a whole lot. Like, yeah, it could be like 2 seasons, I guess. But that's a weird one to get an anime, if that really is actually getting one. Who knows if it actually will. It could have been, because I mean, this series' popularity has been fluctuating all over the place. So the anime could have been ordered during a time where it was like at its peak popularity, and now maybe they regret it or something. I don't know, whatever. We don't even know if it's getting an anime. I'll talk about this next week. But yeah, this was an okay chapter. It's totally serviceable, I suppose. I didn't really feel much of anything. Like, wow, he finally revealed that he's an adult, but I don't know. No impact. The reveal that he was a hitman felt more impactful, I think. Like, however many chapters ago that was. That wasn't even that long ago, I don't think. Yeah. Whatever. It's Kill Blue.
Bruh.
Ekiden Bros Chapter 8, The Tiger of Odani. Fellow Ekiden Bros, haters, do not worry about this placement in the TOC. It's like halfway through the TOC. That's like it's a very middling placement. This, typically, for a new series, first placements, I feel like, historically, this is the kind of placement you give a series where you don't know. Like, is it a flop? Is it a hit? I don't know. They don't know either. They're just riding it out, probably waiting for volume sales for whenever the first volume drops. Then we'll have an idea of what's going to happen with this series. They don't know where to put this series. That's what I'm trying to say. They have no idea. So don't think that the series is going to stick around because it's like not at the bottom of the TOC. It's pretty rare for a first placement to be near the bottom. I've seen it happen. It has happened. But don't worry. I don't think this series is going to last. This chapter was just whatever. I don't know. I can't even say it was like bad. It was just whatever. I don't know. I didn't really feel much of anything. Credit where credit's due. There is one cool panel, or double page spread actually, of that tiger, like, you know, making the shark scared. Like, oh, he's going to eat the shark. It's neat. Probably the first time that this series has made running look interesting, and even then, it still doesn't look that interesting with the actual running motion. Like, I wish they did more. I just wish they did more with the running. More metaphorical stuff like this. This is the first time we've gotten really anything like this. Every other time it's just been basic ass running drawings which have no impact. And even before this double page spread, it still looks like that too. So I don't know. If the series wants to succeed, I think it really needs to step up its game in this department. But I'm not worried about it because I really don't care about this series. I don't even really want to see it have a comeback because I'm just really tuned out. I don't care about it.
What are you doing, step bro?
Newest Exorcist, Chapter 111, Aurora of Blazing Flame. It's going to be the same thing every week for me with this series until this arc is over, where I just say that I don't care. Because I don't. I feel like the arc is about to end, at least. Like, I think that's Yozora at the end, right? Stepping in and doing something. I think it has to be. I can't tell characters apart in this series. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything to say. I don't care about what I'm reading. I'm reading it, but because I don't give a shit about what these characters are saying, I can't in turn talk about it here because what am I gonna say? It feels like nothing. It feels like lifeless schlock. I don't know. This is just not. This arc ain't it. I don't really care. This series is not known for having interesting villains, but this girl, this woman, whoever her name is, I don't even know, is definitely not among the good villains of this series. Wholly uninteresting, and I especially don't care about Yozora. So none of this lands. Not a single aspect of this whole arc is landing. Cool. Ping-Pong Peril Chapter 7, Tranquility. So this chapter kind of sent me on a roller coaster. I'll walk you through my whole journey with it. So first, I saw the school setting, and I kept reading, and we were still in the school setting, and I was like, okay, I like this series a lot. I kind of love it, but what I don't need from it is high school nonsense. I get that enough in other series. I could really do with one series not having high school stuff. But then we get the thing where, okay, this club teacher is a participant of Ping Pong Peril. It's Tyra's next opponent. Okay, cool. Then he reveals his motivation of wanting to measure his sister's body. Okay. Weird. I don't like that. But he is like a antagonist, so yeah, he's supposed to be a freak. But then Tyra also doesn't take it. It's kind of like played off as a joke, weirdly. But not, I don't know, it's a little weird. That didn't rub me the right way. Then he does the injection, and I'm like, okay, so this series is insane, obviously. And I guess just everything here, including the weird sister part that I don't like, I guess just plays into the absurdity of this series. We even have Tyra being like, oh, so you're the weird part about this match. Because thus far, it was just a normal ping pong match. Like, it was just normal table. It hadn't started yet, but, normal table, normal battles, everything. But now he's like the Incredible Hulk who wants to measure his sister. Whatever. Anyways, whatever. Freaky, weird stuff, but again, he's an antagonist, so fine. But yeah, this is probably my least favorite chapter so far. It's just kind of a transitional thing. Anyways, we'll get into the match, and I'm sure it'll be a great time. But not my favorite setup, admittedly, and I'm not like super interested because the gimmick is just, okay, he's strong. Probably the least interesting gimmick so far. I don't want to say this series is like losing me or anything. It definitely isn't. I'm still very much willing to hear it out, and this chapter wasn't that bad at all. Just, I view the other chapters as being extremely good, to be honest, and this is the first time I'm just kind of like, whatever. And that's fine. It happens. Just kind of early for that to happen, which is a little concerning, because I have expressed fears that this series could be one that runs out of ideas quickly. And this feels like a half-baked idea. Just a strong guy, a strong otaku, basically, is what he is. I could do without it, but hey, we'll see where it goes.
That's a baseball!
Harukaze Mound Chapter 10, good news. Having this below Ekiden Bros is certainly a choice, but again, doesn't matter. Placement is not everything. TOC hardly even matters, really. But it is just interesting thinking about the decision to make that happen. I can't really wrap my head around why you would ever do that, but hey, it's all about balance, right? So I don't have too many talking points for this chapter. It's very tropey, it's we're getting the female manager. Wow, I've never seen that before. Have you guys seen that in a sports manga before? I very rarely see that trope called attention to. I haven't read a whole lot of sports manga, but I've never seen one call out the fact that having a female manager is a trope. they all act the same way. It's just like, oh, the guys are pumped or whatever. That's it all the time. It's just it's the same thing over and over. Anyways, the other thing I want to talk about is that I'm just starting. Oh, also they get their uniforms, by the way, another trope thing, whatever. So I'm starting to get into the series a lot. Actually, I think I'm starting to see. I mean, I was seeing it before too, but this, I'm feeling it. You know, I really, really dig. I really, really dug that panel with the Grim Reaper like pitch. That was sick. And even like afterwards, the panel of him like doing the pose, like post pitch pose, and like the shadow or the smoke of the Grim Reaper still there. That's cool. I'm a sucker for visual metaphor in sports manga. And that's actually something I thought was a strong suit of Embers, if you remember the soccer series from a few months back. But this, I think, is even better. I think it looks a lot cooler. And it seems to be used a lot more sparingly, which I appreciate. Just use it for big moments or big introduction moments like this here. But yeah, I did like this chapter. It was like half trope, half setup, so whatever. But they sped through it. It wasn't like a whole chapter of introducing the female manager, thankfully. And yeah, we just seem to be getting along with it, so I'm excited. I think this will be a good time. This Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi, Chapter 57, The Black Parade Finale. Great chapter. Just a little wrap-up conclusion to the arc. And not the series. So, this begs the question, where do we go from here? I don't know. I have no guesses. I'm obviously very excited and open to seeing the series continue. It just really felt like it was going to end, but now I'm thinking it's not. It still could, like we could just wrap up in the next couple chapters and it'll be over. But I feel like they would have done that. Like it would have been more clear. But I don't know. We'll see. I could definitely still see a thing happening where like the next chapter is the last one. I don't think so, personally. I do see this series continuing. I think it does well enough that Jump will want to see it stick around. And I want to see it stick around because I really like this series. But anyways, the chapter itself, really sweet. I love the Sakaki stuff. I always love the Sakaki stuff. And him like almost seeing the spirits at the end was a really sweet moment. Just that smile. Really cool. Yeah, I'm just excited to see the future of this series. It's a really it's an unknown thing right now, what's going to happen here, and I am excited. Because it feels like, to me, that there's no clear path forward from here. Unless I'm just forgetting things about it, there could be some detail I'm forgetting. But to me, it feels like we've wrapped everything up. Like, this should be the end of the series, but I'm excited to see it continue, for real, like, genuinely. So yeah, see what happens. Hima-Ten, Chapter 55, Honoka and Hime no No. Well, Bechdel test failed, but that's fine. I guess. Yeah. For a chapter called Honoka and Hime no No, I was kind of hoping it would be more about the idol part and how she admired her. And that was part of it, but then they just immediately go into, all right, Iemori, how do I get his attention, yada yada. And sure, you could say this was needed for the series to get Honoka back in the spotlight, because, well, honestly, it's pretty split between her and Himari. So, I don't know. It doesn't really feel like it's adding much, this Hime no No character right now. I still don't see the vision with this character. I really don't. It's a very weird wrench to throw in the mix. It's not even really a wrench, it's like a piece of paper. It doesn't change anything. Now we have like this idol teacher in the school who already has another celebrity in it. What I don't know, whatever. It's just this is a fine chapter. Just nothing that I really have a whole lot of thoughts about, because I don't feel like anything significant was gained from this conversation between the two of them, really. Like, yeah, I guess it gave her some insight and some ideas on how to further go about the Iemori thing, but ultimately we all know there's going to be a long drawn out thing for like 100-something chapters, so really, does it actually change anything? No. Me and Roboco Chapter 246, Akane and the Haunted Village. It's another one of those horror chapters, the Junji Ito inspired horror chapters, horror/comedy, and that's right there. That, what I just said, is why these chapters don't really work to me, because you gotta go all the way. I don't think, and I know this is a comedy series, but if you're gonna try this horror thing every once in a while, just go all the way. The jokes kind of ruin the atmosphere, and I know it's like parody, it's all that, yada yada, but at the same time, we actually have like genuinely disturbing things being drawn. Like that cover page is actually, that's really good. That's like good horror. And then the end panel I think is really good. But throughout, we just have Roboco joking nonsense. And it takes me out because this is actually pretty interesting and good. I just don't like the Roboco bits in it, which is a shame because this is Roboco. Like that's what I read the series for. But then all of a sudden I'm like kind of locked in on this horror story, but I keep getting taken out of it because I'm reminded, oh yeah, Roboco, this robot is in this. Interesting chapter. I didn't hate it. I just found myself being kind of frustrated at the comedic breaks in it. But yeah, really striking and kind of disturbing imagery that I really admire. It was pretty impressive.
Feel the power of my magic!
Elusive Samurai Chapter 215, The Battle of Musashino, 1352. So, yeah, it's a battle chapter. What's interesting here is, we note at the beginning immediately that not really a whole lot is known about this battle. So, like all the details are mixed up. There's a bunch of different counts of it that don't really line up with each other. And that's interesting. The only thing I really noted here was that I love seeing Takeuchi in this state where he's just like losing it, like blood is coming out of his nose, he's just like screaming all the time. It's funny to see him act like this after seeing him act very differently for the whole series. It does make me wonder like what the final battle between these two armies is going to be like with Takeuchi not acting like himself. That's interesting. I'm sure he'll snap back to it or something. I don't really know. Again, I'm not familiar with the real history of it. I did read into it a while ago, but I've forgotten pretty much everything at this point. So yeah, pretty much going in blind. I'm excited to see where this goes, though, to be honest. I think this is pretty interesting so far. It's only the first chapter, really, of this like final battle arc or whatever, but I like it. I dig it. Ultra of the Flame, Chapter 15, The Windy Bay. If it wasn't clear by the placement on the TOC, this series is definitely ending. You can feel it now. We're getting tons of exposition. We're moving very quickly from points, locations, and just speeding through what was definitely meant to be a longer, drawn-out plot. So it's on its way out. I think just a few more chapters. It might barely scrape by over 18. Maybe we'll get like 20 or something. I don't know, though. I can't personally see it. And for the chapter itself, it is what it is. It's just exposition and stuff. Like I just said, there's really not much meat to bite into. Yeah, I got nothing really, unfortunately. See if it does anything interesting before it wraps up, but this ain't it. This is just kind of whatever.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Ice Prison, Chapter 17, My Vision of the Strongest Prison. I think we might end next chapter. Maybe 2 more chapters at most. He's fighting his dad. Wow. I don't care. I really don't care. Yeah. I wish there was a 4-coma theater thing again, but unfortunately there isn't. So, I'm left with nothing to speak about because nothing was funny, as per usual. Nothing was interesting or engaging. Character designs suck. Art sucks. Yeah. It's a nice prison chapter. And that's unfortunately what we have to end off on. Hopefully it's over next chapter. I feel like it might be, but maybe it'll go to 19. I don't know. Don't really care. Alright, that's going to do it for Weekly Shonen Jump 2025, issue 39. This issue was fine. I don't think there was much that was, like, insane, like, mind-blowing, if anything. Pretty mellow week, all things considered. And that's fine. The magazine can have something like that. It's just interesting that every series happened to be kind of on the same page this week. Like, we got new arcs beginning, arcs ending. Everything's kind of on the same cycle right now. That being said, I do want to give my chapter of the week to Ichi the Witch, chapter 47, Kumugi Harvest. Because it just worked. You know, every moment of it really landed. I think it was a perfect chapter, really. So I can't help but give it to that because I really thought it was flawless. And that's what chapter of the week is for. It just resonated with me the most. Absolutely. So good job, Ichi. Next week we have issue number 40 with Shinobi Undercover on the cover, which is for its first anniversary, like all these other series have been doing lately. That's exciting. Should be a pretty good chapter too, based on where we left off. So I'm excited to see that. And of course One Piece will be back, so that's exciting. Always excited to see a new One Piece chapter. And we'll get some kind of news about Kill Blue. What will it be? Who could say? Alright, that's all I got this week. Thanks for watching. Check out my other stuff if you want to. Got do these videos every week and other things. I've just been slacking lately because I'm trying to get that Jump Plus video working, but I have not found the time to really sit down, edit, film, all that. I got the idea ready. I'm pretty much ready to go. I gotta get the time. Anyways, comment. Let me know what you guys thought of this week of Shonen Jump, what your favorite chapter was, what your least favorite chapter was. Anything you want to let me know. Keep the conversation warm. And I will see you guys in whatever you decide to watch next. Take it easy.